Hey everyone, in the previous video, we replaced the rear brake pads on the Audi A6. The Textar pads lasted 25,000 miles, and as you know, the ones on the right side were completely worn out. However, on the left side, the brake pads barely show any wear, but I noticed that, look here, the piston boot of the caliper has torn. I can assume that the piston is probably stuck, and as a result, the brake pads weren't pressing properly against the brake disc. So in this video, we'll remove the caliper and take out the piston. I bought this repair kit from TRW. The kit includes 2 piston boots and 2 sealing rings for the brake cylinder. Alright, let's begin the disassembly. I've removed the brake pads. Look how this side hasn't worn down at all. These pads are still thick, while on the other side, the pads are completely worn out. Now let's try rebuilding the caliper and check the condition of the cylinder. If there's rust or dirt inside, we'll polish the surface and replace the boot and sealing ring. Okay, I've removed the caliper. Looks like I was right. The piston boot is torn. Therefore, dirt got inside and the cylinder has seized. By the way, I also unscrewed the brake bleeder valve on the caliper and drained the brake fluid. Now we can easily remove the piston. I'll press the parking brake lever and simulate its action to push the piston out of the caliper. You can also unscrew the piston with a wrench by hooking it into the special slots and unscrewing it counterclockwise. Alright, we've removed the piston, and here's how it looks. Now, we'll clean everything here, remove the old sealing ring, and then install the new boot. As you can see, the piston itself is in pretty good condition. There's not much rust here. There's some dirt where the piston was constantly sitting, and a few pits from rust. We'll clean it with some very fine sandpaper. Next, let's remove the remnants of the boot because it's attached here. As you can see, everything is dirty, and this groove needs to be cleaned. If you don't plan to fully disassemble the caliper, it's better not to flip it upside down, so all the dirt doesn't fall into the cylinder. And of course, don't forget to remove the old sealing ring. Now let's clean everything here. Rinse it with brake fluid and install the new ring and boot. I've sanded the piston a bit. As you can see, there are some minor pits, a bit of rust, but since I don't have a spare part, I'll leave it as it is for now. If it keeps sticking, then we'll replace the piston. Next, I removed the old sealing ring. While cleaning, I noticed that the piston boot hadn't actually torn, it just popped out. See, the boot is fine, but it somehow came out of its groove. Maybe the groove has expanded over time because I cleaned it earlier and could have made it wider. As a result, the boot probably doesn't hold very well here anymore. I'll keep an eye on it, but for now, I'm installing the new parts. First, I'm installing the sealing ring. Make sure it sits evenly. Then, I'll lubricate the ring with brake fluid around the edge, so the piston will slide in smoothly. Next, take the piston and place the boot over it. You can place it from the top or bottom, but it's easier for me to do it from the top. Then, I'll pull the boot all the way down. Alright, it's on, and I've tightened the boot all the way down, so it can be seated properly in the special groove in the caliper. Before installing the piston, don't forget to lubricate the sealing ring. Now that the ring is lubricated, let's insert the piston. First, make sure the boot's lip goes into the groove. You see, the piston fits tightly. Let's check it from all sides. Next, we need to screw the piston onto the shaft. There's special threading on the parking brake shaft inside the cylinder. So I'll press the parking brake lever to push the shaft out a bit, making it easier to screw the piston in. It worked. I've already started screwing in the piston. If you don't have the right tools or special equipment, you can carefully screw the piston in using a pipe wrench. Just be careful to grab the very edge of the piston with the wrench and slowly tighten it. At the end, I make sure to lubricate the boot where it contacts the piston with high-temperature copper grease. It shouldn't hurt. Alright, I've applied the grease and now I can tighten the boot into the caliper's special groove. At the end of the job, I wipe off any excess grease and fully screw in the piston so we can install the brake pads. Now, all that's left is to put the caliper back on the car, bleed the brakes, and then I'll monitor how evenly the brake pads wear. See you soon in the next videos. Goodbye.